Adam, did you pick up on John Wall on Sunday saying about how he and James want to be teammates, and they've talked about it? Because the first thing that struck me was the last 2 point guards said that as well.
Yeah, that seems to be a common theme, whether it was Russell Westbrook, who James Harden was friends with since he was 10 years old, or Chris Paul. They talked about it, and Chris kind of forced his way to the Rockets. And then there was even going back further with Dwight Howard. I mean, it always starts out great, and everyone always says, oh, I'm excited. We want to be here. We want to play together. We think that we can make this work. And then it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't end well. I don't think the Russell Westbrook thing is necessarily a failure between those two. I think that's more of a structural organizational thing. But it just, whenever you pair James Harden with someone, it always starts out great, and then it never ends well. And then you're put in this position where they're scrambling with, less than 3 weeks to go before the start of the season.
Hey, I've tried to talk myself into the idea of John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, going back into the time machine and being something that we've seen before. But ultimately, it's going to come down to James Harden and how he changes as a leader, both on the floor and off of it.
That is, I think, the most frustrating part of this whole thing for me, is this continued belief that he's actually going to change. I like John Wall. I think he's a fun player. I hope he stays healthy. But like Brandon said, it starts with number 13. And time after time, it has been a failure on his part to get this team where it needs to be. And that's just so frustrating, man.
And you mentioned health when it comes to John Wall. I think everyone would agree that's the one thing the Rockets need from John Wall. What else? What's another one thing that the Rockets need from John Wall?
For me, I think he needs to come in with a chip on his shoulder. And you need the guy who isn't content with the career that he's had. So you want the guy who has missed 2 years and wants to prove to the whole world that has basically given up on him that not only am I a quality NBA player, but I am the all-star that I was before I got hurt 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to echo everything that Adam just said and just say that they need a renaissance.
Well, if Harden's not going to show up, then Wall is going to have to really just embrace the fact that he's the guy in this new system that Coach Silas is trying to put out there.
It's amazing. We're only a week in with the Rockets. Adam Spolane, Brandon Scott, thank you so much. And of course, we'll always hear you on Sports Radio 610.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for having us.